Wala na, isa kasakyanan, gidala na.
Mahayahay Iligan po. Puro Persia.
Severe flooding struck Iligan City, Philippines on Friday, February 6, 2026, after continuous heavy rains from Tropical Storm Basyang, Penha, triggered river overflows and widespread inundation in various areas of the city. The heavy rainfall, which began Thursday night, caused rivers to overflow into residential areas, inundating homes, public facilities, and major roads. Thousands of residents were affected and forced to evacuate to evacuation centers set up by the city government, while community activities were paralyzed and transportation access disrupted in several areas. Latest impact of Tropical Storm Basyang on Iligan City and surrounding areas. Tropical Storm Basyang continues to have a significant impact in the southern Philippines and northern Mindanao, including Iligan City. Heavy rains and strong winds brought by the storm have caused widespread flooding, landslides, infrastructure damage, and mass evacuations of residents in various barangays.
So guys, nami ang panghitabo karon diri sa mahayahay. So kana par na sa kuwang kauban. Oh my god.
In Iligan City, thousands of residents remained in evacuation centers after flash floods inundated residential areas and major roads. As of Saturday morning, approximately 1,258 families, or 4,697 individuals from 21 barangays, were displaced, seeking shelter at 23 evacuation centers. Basic food assistance and emergency supplies continue to be distributed by the city government and disaster response teams.
Nalapas naman nalumos na amo ang car. Pero sige lang. Naay purpose.
Waterlogged areas remain visible in some low-lying areas, such as Barangay Mahayahay, where families are forced to stay on the upper floors of their homes or in temporary evacuation facilities as floodwaters have not yet fully receded. Mud, debris, and sediment still cover major roads, posing challenges to cleanup and recovery efforts.
Layo sa lamisa, oy! Hala, ang kuan, ang wash box. Evacuate na ang wash box.
Severe flooding struck Iligan City, Philippines on Friday, February 6, 2026, after persistent, heavy rains from Tropical Storm Basyang, Penha, triggered river overflows and widespread inundation in various areas of the city. Heavy rainfall since Thursday night caused rivers to overflow into residential areas, inundating homes, public facilities, and main roads. Floodwaters in Barangay Mahayahay, Iligan City, reached waist-deep levels after midnight on Friday, February 6, 2026, following relentless heavy rains from Tropical Storm Basyang. The overflowing rivers quickly inundated residential areas, forcing residents to flee to safety amidst darkness and strong currents. The water level of the Cagayan de Oro River began to rise around 7 o'clock a.m. due to the heavy rains brought by the typhoon. The Cagayan de Oro City Information Office urged residents living in low-lying areas and villages along the riverbanks to remain vigilant and heed all official warnings issued by authorities to anticipate potential overflows and subsequent flooding. Heavy rains triggered by Tropical Storm Basyang caused flooding on several roads in Sangkat, San Fernando, Cebu, on Friday, February 6, 2026. The flooding temporarily disrupted traffic in the affected areas. Meanwhile, southern Cebu is currently under a tropical cyclone warning, as the impacts of the extreme weather continue. Strong waves and heavy rains from Tropical Storm Basyang caused a house to collapse in Purok 9 District, Cagway, Mindanao. The house was reportedly empty after being damaged by an earthquake, so there were no injuries or fatalities in the incident. Local authorities are still monitoring the situation to anticipate further impacts of the extreme weather. A bridge in Barangay Puga in Iligan City was damaged by flooding triggered by the typhoon. The strong currents eroded part of the bridge structure, disrupting access for residents in the area. Local authorities have installed barriers and urged the public to avoid the area for safety reasons, pending further inspection and handling by the relevant authorities.
Halak ka, Ginoo ko. Wala na. Mga kawililigan, wala na, hurot na.
Tropical Storm Basyang caused extensive damage in several areas of the Philippines, particularly in Lanao del Norte province. The storm's heavy rains triggered flooding and landslides in several areas, including Barangay Mahayahay, Iligan City, which was one of the worst affected areas. This resulted in infrastructure damage, disruption of community activities, and forced many families to evacuate to safer places. Residents of Barangay Abuno, Iligan City, were forced to climb onto the roofs of their homes after floodwaters continued to rise amidst the typhoon. This situation was caused by heavy rains that inundated the area, causing rapid overflow and endangering residents, especially in low-lying residential areas. Local authorities and rescue teams were immediately deployed to evacuate residents to safer places.
Pagawas dira is Iligan Capital College.
Rescue operations were conducted in Barangay Tipanoy, Iligan City, following the impact of the typhoon, which caused flooding and endangered residents' safety. A joint team from the city government, emergency responders, and volunteers were deployed to evacuate affected residents to safer places, especially children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. The operation took place amidst still unpredictable weather conditions. The Department of Public Works and Highways, TPWH, began cleanup work at Tubad Bridge and Mahayahay Highway in Iligan City, after flooding caused by Typhoon Basyang left tons of trash and debris scattered across the area. Cleaning was carried out to restore traffic access and prevent further flooding due to blocked water flow.